Texas Democrat House member filed a bill that would raise the minimum death penalty age to 21. One of the reasons he rationalized it is by saying that the human brain is not fully developed until age 25. Greg Freeman joins us, retired HPD captain. Do you think this change is needed, Greg? And what do you think of this representative? His name is Joe Moody, by the way, from El Paso, about his justification by saying the human brain isn't fully developed until age 25.
Jimmy, good morning. And I agree with your commentary preceding that. I think it's a ludicrous bill, and it is. Yes, there are studies that are out there that show that the human brain does not fully develop until you're 25. But just like you earlier stated, we have young men, and it's mainly men that are committing these violent crimes, and it's a group of predatory males. They know the difference between right and wrong. Supreme Court ruled on this in 2005, and they elevated the minimum age of execution in the United States from 17 to now 18. So Texas can execute an individual that commits a crime at the age of 18, and they know right from wrong. And it's important for the listeners to know that there is a huge grouping of juveniles, and we say juveniles. You've got 14 and 15-year-olds out there, Jimmy, committing capital murder, literally. And it's a sad sign of the times of what we have, but that is the situation that we're dealing with. When you're 17 years old, you're old enough to join the military and die for this country. You're old enough to vote. And that was the age of eligibility for execution, but the Supreme Court ruled, and they moved it to the age of 18.
It's kind of, this is kind of getting off track just a little bit, but it's kind of amazing, isn't it, how we vary so much on what we consider the appropriate age to be an adult. If you want to smoke cigarettes, you have to be a certain age. If you want to drink, you have to be a certain age. If you want to vote, you have to be a certain age. If you want to join the military, as you said, you have to be a certain age. But that age varies between 18 and 21.
Yes, it does. And you're doing a disservice to society. I mean, the state of Texas has spoken, the legislation has spoken. When you commit a crime at the age of 18 and it's a capital offense, you're eligible for the death penalty. And one thing I think it's important to know, you have these young group of predatory males the juvenile crime is rising in America, and especially in the state of Texas. They are committing a large, disproportionate amount of crime: carjackings, murder, aggravated assault, robbery, and their life experiences has advanced them greatly. Yes, they may be 18 or 19, but I can assure you that their thought processes, they are old souls. They've experienced more in life than most people will have in 2 lifetimes. So is their brain fully developed? In my opinion, I've seen it, yes.
Well, and bottom line, too, don't you think? When you have an 18-year-old that is that sort of predatory individual, you're not going to rehabilitate them. The only difference, they're either going to be spending their life behind bars, or they're going to have the death penalty, and they're going to go through every appeal imaginable. It's going to be at least a decade before they're executed anyway.
That's correct, and we've had this debate and with my students over and over, and with my professional colleagues. And at the end of the day, I firm hold with the death penalty. You commit the ultimate crime that society has exacted upon you. You need to pay the ultimate punishment. And I don't care if it takes 10 or 15 years. Society has exacted this punishment upon you, and it needs to be carried out.
Yeah, and they talk all the time about deterrent. It's not about it being a deterrent for people committing those types of crimes, right? It's about the appropriate punishment.
That is correct. And I mean, studies have shown, hey, it's not going to deter people from committing capital offenses, but that person that committed mass murder, active shooter, whatever he did, will never do that again. And we know that for a fact.
All right, Greg, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.